My bracket's so bad at NCAA.
Yeah.
I'm at 38. I jumped down to 38. It's over. I'm cooked.
First year. That's how I knew my life is like out of control. Like this is the first year of my life I've never done a bracket.
Same.
And
Yeah.
we were in GDC, so I was like, bro, it's Final Four season. I was like, honestly, bro, I had until you mentioned it, at Final Four didn't even like March Madness didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
But I was watching some of the games today before I came. Your boy from McNeese is going crazy.
Oh, Amir Khan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, McNeese, I was so shocked. I
I was
knew.
like, your boy Amir he's the new standard.
Yeah. Like when he's coming out like rapping every line, I'm like, yeah, he's the GOAT.
Well, you saw what he got, right? He got 3 NIL deals.
Who? The
Oh,
dude
yeah,
that
yeah, I saw he
sings?
went for like
The dude that
TikTok.
rap-
And,
That's why I
like,
said
yeah.
McNeese. So like, bro, if you watch the games, like, we're gonna go. Oh, it's recording now. All right, this will just be B-roll. So like, we'll kick it off. Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ryan.
And I'm Dalmar, back here again with...
Commentary, episode 2, live from Los Angeles. Super excited again to bring this back. It's been a long passion of ours, as we said, kind of in episode 1, gave a background of who Cxmmunity is, what we've been doing the last, call it, 5-6 years across like gaming, entertainment, working with creators, influencers, celebrities, and really just gonna keep it going as we talked about. So today we're really excited. We have, relatively new friend considering the scope of how long we've been doing things, right? But we're becoming like a really good friend, almost like little brother to the point. Very glad to have Christian Isaiah here.
Oh my God,
What's up, yo, for sure. So real quick, Christian, we met. I actually looked this up since the last time we talked about it. It was like September, August of 2023.
Are you serious?
That's what it was. We
Years?
was talking about this, because it definitely wasn't 24. So it was 23, and last year we was doing a whole bunch of stuff. So tell everyone like who you are. Just break it down a little bit.
Hi, my name's Christian Isaiah. I'm an actor, 17. Just a normal kid,
Yeah, 100%.
Where
chilling.
people have seen you before?
On a show called Shameless, a couple years back. Yep.
Pretty big show.
But not like a guest or nothing. Like you wasn't just like a fill-in.
I was a serious regular, and I played Liam.
There we go. And that's how we got connected, right?
That's how we got connected.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's crazy. And so now you say at 17, finishing high school, right?
Yeah, I got one more year after my junior year. Yep.
Yeah, how's high school life like? I guess you don't get to talk about this. Like, so what is high school like for a celebrity? Like, do your friends recognize you from the
Yes.
Do they recognize you as the actor from the show, or are you just their homie? Like, what
Or
is it
is your high school kind of more geared towards people who
I
are
go
in
to a
that
private
scene?
school, so we've had Paul Walker that went to the school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rest in peace. We've had the kid from 2.5 Men.
Okay.
Okay.
He was there. We've had, Viola Davis, her daughter went there. So we had a lot of actors or people that have done a lot of things at the school. So it's kind of, when I went in there, I was in 2nd grade.
Okay.
So nobody really knew what I did. When I was 9, I was still in middle school. Nobody knew what happened. My freshman year of high school, a lot of seniors started to figure out who I was, but everybody in my grade didn't know what was going on. So if they say, "Can I get a picture at school, do nutrition?" They're like, "What do you do?" I was like, "I act." And they're like, "We been knew that," but they didn't know like the extent of what I did.
Okay.
So it was kind of one of those things where it was like I never told anyone because I never felt like I needed to
Yeah.
or anything like that. So I was just like, "Yeah, I act," and that's kind of what I said throughout 2nd grade to my sophomore year too. They started really watching Shameless, which I haven't yet, but they started watching Shameless, and then my junior year, which is this year, it's been blowing up on TikTok. Like you see the little edits, so that's been terrible. I think every day someone says something about an edit or say something like, we did a fashion thing yesterday in class, and they're like, "Hey," they like has to be a famous person. They're like, "Hey, can we do it on Liam from Shameless?" And they yell it, and everyone's laughing, and I'm just like, come on, we're good.
You still buy into it?
Huh?
What do you do in the moment?
What do you mean? I just sit there. I'm so used to it to the point where it's just like, all right.
Yeah. You could also dress up as Liam from Shameless and just show up to school and
yeah,
you've done it.
It's
right?
crazy because it's like, they're like, "Oh, I don't have fits. I go to private school, so we don't wear anything."
Right.
So it's like, you can't say I don't have fits. They go online and it's me in this terrible fit because it was a Shameless fit and I was not supposed to have no money whatsoever. So it's like, you can't go off that. But yeah, it's fun. I'm just a normal kid, but it's just stuff like that happens. But I don't really do nothing. I just be chilling. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you said that you have never seen Shameless.
Never.
Okay. And we talked about that before coming in. So is it are you not trying to just watch it from just an acting standpoint of it's like a younger you like growing up, or like what's like the reason behind that?
To be honest, I was 9 when I started the show, so I didn't know what was going on. I walked in there, I didn't know no backstory. I didn't know who. I knew who Liam was because they said it was the main character, but I didn't know like how Liam got an effect. I didn't know how I was the only black kid out of the whole white family. I was so confused. I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
My mom was like, "This show is crazy," and that's what she told me. She was like, "You're gonna hear things. You're gonna hopefully not see any things." And I was like, "All right, well, I'm here to do a job. I'm gonna fulfill it." But I never watched Shameless, and really, honestly, like your question to. I don't want to ever watch myself because it's like, I don't know. It's just, I don't like watching myself. I feel like I'm going to critique myself to the point of, oh, you missed this cue. You did that wrong. You could have said that better. So I was like, I'm just not going to watch myself.
Now, to be fair, bro, like, even with episode 1 of Commentary, bro, I couldn't watch. Like, it's like, they're like, Ryan, go through and find the clips you want. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. It's something about seeing yourself out of body.
Exactly. Yeah.
That, like, it makes you almost like, realize that what you're doing, like you're real.
You're like, yeah, what am I doing?
Sometimes it just sounds weird, right? Like I'll say, no, humble flex, really. Like I'll go out and people are like, oh, you sound like Teddy Pendergrass or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And like I'll listen to my voice, I'm like, I sound weird. Like,
nah, bro, you
why
got a
people say
radio
that?
voice.
You do have a radio
You have a
voice.
radio
I appreciate
voice,
it. I appreciate
Nah,
it. But to me, I sound weird. So I'm like, I'm not trying to have my voice out there. Like, people like, should be a voice actor. I'm like,
You should.
It does not sound like that at all to me.
You sound like a evil villain. Like you sound like a villain with deep lore. You know?
Okay.
I swear, you got to get into voiceover, bro. I'm
For
telling you.
sure. I appreciate it.
Yo, the VTube stuff, right? Yeah, it's a lane for all of it, right? So let me ask you this, because I remember what you had posted on social, what kind of made us even think about it. Yo, that should be like a content thing for you. And like take your friends and fans through the journey of like, but you've never done it. So like it would be fun to like do it kind of like simultaneously.
Exactly.
And like kind of get people's real reactions. Nah, like that would go crazy, I feel like, on Twitch or something like that.
I think I really wanted to do it, but the show's so crazy. I don't know like if watching it is like cool on Twitch. And I don't know how I'd feel knowing I know these people for so long. How am I going to see him in this limelight, you know? So I'm not too sure like how I feel about it. I'm so down to do it. I don't know if I want to do it like IRL, like have a bunch of people come out and we watch it together.
Okay.
Like, or stuff like that. There's got to be a way we can do it, but I definitely want to do it though. Because I don't think I could watch it by myself.
No,
I don't think so.
Should be a shared experience because, like, to your point, you lived it, right? The whole point of it now, like, and millions of people have consumed it. Is like, you know, now is like, how do you use it to build the community that you're trying to take for like the next phase?
Yep.
And I think honestly, I was curious too because I know we've done some things together, but I know you're really big into gaming, really big into like sneakers, fashion.
Yeah.
So what are you leaning into now, right? Especially as you say, junior, going into your last year of high school. You know, so you didn't talk about you be hooping.
I do be hooping. I be hooping a little bit.
Right, yo, you didn't tell you he was on the team, but it's like, what are you looking for next and like leveraging everything that you've built to kind of take that next step in like your own personal and kind of like professional journey?
Yeah, I would say more into content creation, but putting that all together in one. Mm-hmm. So I would say on streams, maybe we can like do like a shoe thing. I play basketball, so I always play 2K. I always put that on stream. I play Warzone. Clothing things, I always want to have my own clothing brand. So I'm definitely going to revamp that very, very soon. But honestly, I just want to make sure that everything's set in stone before I leave high school. So if I want to go to college, I know I'm doing it not for not for like being a lawyer or something, but going just to get a higher education or a higher degree.
Yeah.
But knowing I always have something on the back burner that's already set.
Like you're going to use college as a resource to do the thing you want to do versus just showing up.
Yeah.
And trying to like go through. You know, I wish a lot of us, we weren't on TV shows when we were younger. So like we didn't know that there was a bigger life. Right. So like, I went through the we and Dalmar, we talked about this in episode 1. We were very traditional. Like you go to high school, you go to college to try and do a thing, you figure it out in real time. By the grace of God, we ended up here regardless.
Yeah.
But to your point, like you already have that foresight. Like you've already worked with brands. You already know what it's like to sign a contract, to review a contract. So I'm curious, do you already have a name for your brand, or is that all still kind of like being planned out?
No, I have a name, King Legacy.
King Legacy.
Legacy, yes. Okay. But it's something I made when I was a lot younger. So I'm definitely gonna revamp it, and I want to change it for like my style now.
For sure.
Define it. What's your style?
I don't know. I'd be laid back and chill. You know, I don't really wear too much crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I just be calm with it. Like I'm wearing sweats right now and a top, like a tee. I don't be doing the most. Nah.
Okay.
I'm a chill guy.
Yeah. One thing I was gonna say is, as you were talking about, like, you know, getting into senior year, college, all that good stuff as well, and like probably as yourself as an actor coming up, right? 9 years old, you're looking at acting, but nowadays, like there is those opportunities that, you have YouTube, you have all these different things as well. Has that changed like your, perspective or position on like your next steps, right? Like before maybe it was like more movies. Is it more like YouTube now? Like has that changed at all?
I would say I'm still attempting to act. I still want to act and I have a love for it. I definitely say I want to get into Twitch more. But I've seen YouTube's been going crazy lately. Like, I think I've watched more live streams on YouTube than Twitch.
Recently?
Of like everybody doing live stream, or if I watch old streams that I couldn't see IRL. Like, I was there at Rolling Loud and I watched Kai Cenat stream on YouTube.
Got you.
Like, after the fact. So, honestly, I think it's just both. Like, just content creation in general, Instagram, just stuff of that nature. So
For sure. Okay.
Yeah. I definitely say it's both.
Okay.
I still want to act, but I definitely want to get into content creation.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to me, like, I think what the coolest thing is, we talked about this on the last pod as well, is just like the opportunity for people like yourself or anyone who to create movies that are on a smaller scale or like all those things like that wasn't there before, right? And like, I just think it's a cool thing to be able to like do those things on different platforms, take it to Netflix or wherever, right? And like, bring in like content creators like Kai or whoever else is a part of it, So, yeah. It's really like the world's your oyster, right? So
yeah, for real, it's just like there's so many things to do. I just have to get on top of it for sure, 100%.
100%.
Because like you just mentioned like Kai stream at Rolling Loud, and I also saw like Neon.
Neon was there.
Yeah, he
and
was
Dabo.
like I think he was the official. He hosted the stream on Kick as well,
For real?
And I think you're just again seeing this connection between the streaming world and like traditional culture and music really come together, and that was even like. I guess now 2 different times, we worked with you at Rolling Loud, right?
So fun.
And the whole purpose of what we were doing there is trying to bring a different perspective, like a nuanced perspective to the artist compound and like have a gaming experience. So Christian, another creator we worked with, Story Mo Bay, they were able to like work with a lot of the artists, connect with a lot of the artists and do like interviews about what they have going on. So to a degree, it's like, you're already in that position. It's like more so how do we amplify it? But now like, speaking of Rolling Loud, it was crazy just being there this weekend for like the Cardi experience. That's the thing. That's like what I just kind of label the whole thing because
the Cardi experience. It was an experience.
The energy from Saturday to Sunday was like absolutely. It was crazy.
Saturday, bro. I think honestly, we stayed the whole time. But I kid you not, I think I went home and slept peacefully. After Cardi, I was at home like, whoa. Like it was one of those where you're like, what really just happened? Him yelling. F the budget for a cool 30 minutes to go an extra hour.
Right.
And you're sitting there and you're like, wow. But this Cardi experience was different from the one in Miami.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't really interacting with the fans, saying he love y'all, all that type of stuff. In Miami, he was just going straight hardcore, open the mosh up. And if you're not breathing, you're not breathing. One of those things.
Right.
But in LA, he was like, hey, stop the set, make sure everybody's good. I love y'all. He was really interacting with the fans more, so I was shocked, but I was just like, that's an experience. Like Saturday felt like a indie pop day. It's like one of those days where it's calm, laid back. You're bobbing your head calmly. You're not jumping up and down. But Sunday it was Destroy Lonely, Homicide Gang,
King Carson,
Cardi, and you're like, wow, back to back on the same stage. So you're like, you're not leaving. But it was insane. It was crazy.
No, it was good into it because first off, Chris was supposed to text me when he got there. I'm over here texting him. This man texted me. I was like, yo, where you at, bro? We just pulled up. He's like, yo, I made it to the club.
Oh man.
So like for those that don't know, like the way Rolling Loud set up, so you have your 3 main stages. Like it's mad activations, merchandise everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
But they have this one thing in VIP called like the Loud Club. So like literally. In the middle of Rolling Loud, there's a club. So all the speakers, though, are just pointing inward. So if you're sitting there, you basically can't hear anything coming out.
Yeah.
So first off, I was like, how Christian get in the club? I've been going to Rolling Loud 3 times. I haven't even gotten inside of the Loud Club.
Right.
So I was curious how that worked out.
Amen.
But nonetheless, I was glad that we were able to experience it. For us this time, it was in a much different light because we didn't have the activation space. So we was actually there just like as people, right? Just like kind of hanging out. But going back to Saturday, it was crazy, bro. I just think about like these festivals. What I liked about it this time is that we had staff parking. So I was glad to go through that and see the experience. When I look at like how you build this out like as an actual business, to me is wild, bro.
Oh yeah.
Rolling
talking
Loud
about,
itself
like,
is crazy.
bro,
I just
even how they have to divide the lanes of traffic for
Yeah.
staff this way, security production this way.
VIPs,
Yeah.
And I'm
artists.
like, yo, there's so much coordination. And then that's just outside, and you go inside and
like
you
an
see
ant
3
colony.
stages, right? With all these different, I'm just like, yo, the level of coordination and then the brands that integrate into that. I think like, yo, for me, I'm obsessed with like the logistics of the whole thing. For sure. Let alone the fanfare. We were just talking about it again before the show started. Like we counted like 5 to 6 bodies that didn't even make it in the festival. They passed
passing
out drunk.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, to me,
That
like
excited.
that's like you're walking in, like, oh, this is about to be crazy. But at the same time, it's like, yo, to what you were saying
Moderation.
before, like, how'd y'all get like this before you even enter the building?
Bro, you was never trying to go to Rolling Loud.
You didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't want to go to rollout. You did it.
Yeah.
You're on the card right here. So excited to go. They wasted money because they know they can't get in.
Oh yeah, it was over with for a whole bunch
Crazy.
of people. But no, it was definitely good, and we had a whole bunch of people come with us. So we had like 16. Dalmar was supposed to be there. He didn't want
Why
to
you
come.
didn't go?
My girl came into town, so you know,
We had 2
had
tickets.
to,
I said, bro, we could.
yeah, he hit me up,
I was
but you
like,
know,
come
you
on, bro.
gotta do what you gotta do, right?
I understand.
My girl's
So-
there. You know what I'm saying?
I really, okay, so we not
Could've
gonna
been a
act
thing.
like I didn't text him and was like, hey, I text him like every 5 minutes. Where you at? Yo, what's up? I'm in the Loud Club. It's 12 a.m. All the text messages delivered when we left.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
And there's
okay,
one
yeah,
certain
yeah.
spot in between. You got it's like you got to be in the Bermuda Triangle, dead in the smack dab in the
Right.
middle to get service. It's like one area.
So you're saying it's T-Mobile's fault or Verizon or whoever was managing the?
I don't know. I think it just need to be more cell towers, just smack dab. It's something.
Yeah.
But there's got to be better service.
No, you're
For
not
sure, for
wrong
sure.
because like that thing
Yeah.
be saying like it be stuck. Like
be stuck.
right
Yeah.
there.
It be at the end,
And
I'm
it be
like,
walking.
always
You be
on
walking around like trying to get the
Yes.
No,
service.
I mean every festival. You know, like I feel like I'm trying to like WhatsApp. I'm like, where's
Exactly.
I'm going T-Mobile town. I don't even have T-Mobile. I'm like, yo, like
Please let me get
give me
service.
some
My,
service.
Like $50. I just need an hour of service.
Yeah.
And then when you get into the mosh pit, you're like, why would I hold my phone or keep it in my pocket? I got to put it in a fanny pack. I got to put it in something else. So it's like, I can't text you while I'm in the middle of jumping up and down
Yeah.
to destroy lonely because that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not getting that phone.
You're
back.
not getting no, but honestly, my friend lost his phone and we opened the mosh pit and nobody jumped in to find his phone.
for real?
It was so
Wow.
fire.
Yo, some of my
Yeah.
are pretty friendly. Yo, it depends
yeah,
on like who
in
you
a
got.
way they are. Like it's like you get like you know
It's like a
down and
community
rowdy,
within
but like
itself.
there's community
Literally.
to it. Yeah.
It's like the Banana Boys. Like yeah, you never seen the
You
Banana
talking
Boys?
about the baseball?
Nah, bro.
baseball?
They hard too. The Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, the Savannah Bananas are
they
lit.
go crazy.
They
No, I'm
be
talking
lit.
about at the mosh pits, bro. Usually at like a Playboy Cardi or Ken Carson or like Suicide Boys type show, it's usually like 3 or 4 guys that come in like banana suits.
Oh, true. Yeah.
No,
Bro,
I've never
what I'm saying is I actually want to do a documentary on the Banana Boys.
Yeah.
That's like a whole thing. You
For
never seen
real?
it before?
I've never seen it.
Bro, like
I didn't know it's a real thing.
Is it the banana from Fortnite? Or
Is
a
it?
different banana?
It's just a
It's
banana,
really-
bro. Like I didn't know
Okay.
the banana from
Bananas?
Fortnite was different than a different banana. Yo, speaking of bananas, we're supposed to talk about
Oh
this.
my goodness.
Exactly.
Bro. I've never seen so bananas,
Bro,
so many bananas in one spot.
bro.
Like actual bananas?
No, at the
Literally,
Nike event, it's
actual
real bananas.
bananas,
I
bro.
thought they were fake. I was like, there's not that many bananas in the world.
Wait,
So look, context, Dalmar's
Okay.
Yeah,
lost.
I'm-
My
yeah,
bad,
I'm
my
like,
bad.
where are these bananas
Nah,
at?
It's a
I've been
Nike.
real with you. The Banana Boy tie-in, that was smooth. That was even
Yeah,
on purpose.
that was
true.
perfect.
So look,
Yeah.
so before we go to Rolling Loud, we went to this Nike event that was on Melrose. So Nike had like some sneakers come out. They're called the Origins.
Yeah.
So Christian got a pair, I got a pair, but they're also I don't think these are going in Fortnite. I think they got some other game for it. But the activation, the Origins, is like a monkey.
Okay.
And it like they have this yellow tip
Yeah.
to them. So in the activation we went to
crazy.
was like bananas
Oh,
everywhere.
okay.
So we
Oh.
sitting at the tables and we're like, yo, where they get all these fake bananas? And then Christian touch it, be like, yo, these aren't fake bananas.
they
bro.
real.
So then we
Okay.
go inside the venue, we started touching. Like,
Every
yo, they
banana.
literally got 1,500 bananas in here, bro.
No exaggeration. The fake banana, it was one fake banana. I kid you not, it's probably one fake
Yeah.
one. It was a big yellow banana about the size of
Yeah.
my body, and it was a plastic one, of course. But you see these big racks, and it's banana sitting in places where I was like, that don't help for like social media purpose or any purpose at all. It's just a
Yeah.
rack of bananas, like a big square thing about the size of this table
Okay.
Bananas.
of bananas.
I mean, I guess shout out to Nike for not faking it and getting real bananas.
Yeah, I
but
was
like,
like, to a certain
what
extent,
are
I
they
was
gonna
like,
do with
budget.
that many bananas afterwards?
After the fact, that's what we
Thank
said.
you.
After the fact, where do they
What's
go?
the point?
Yeah.
Honestly, if you fed them to like people outside, because mind you in LA,
That's feeding mad.
yeah,
bro.
true. Yeah,
Like
a lot of people.
That would have been dope. I
Yeah.
wonder if they did that.
But the
that could have
ones-
tied a Nike social impact team to
Yeah.
the program. It could have been a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was dope. So long story short, Dalmar,
Yeah.
we talked in reverse. We went
Right.
to
Yeah,
we
I'm
was
sorry,
at the
I'm sorry, I'm
bananas.
sorry.
We was
Yeah.
with all the bananas first,
and then you went to
then
Rolling
we went to
Loud.
Rolling Loud.
right.
With the banana boys.
With the banana
Yeah.
boys that Christian didn't see.
I didn't see
but
the
I know for a
banana boys.
fact they're always there. It's a thing.
I don't know. I'll start it. Make sure I get a banana suit next one loud.
Yeah.
But it was so many bananas. I kid you not. It was so many bananas. Like
Yeah.
I can picture the bananas. It was
I mean,
so
which one?
many.
I'm thinking it's like
You don't get
like
it.
Donkey Kong Country or
No,
something
it's
like
basically
that. Or
like a Donkey Kong like
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah.
And so
Bananas.
and this is for
That's crazy.
specifically like we said Nike. It is Nike respectfully, but it's specifically like their digital brand .swoosh.
Right.
So it was really dope though because also on site there, it was at the Bait sneaker store, whatever in Melrose.
Yeah.
It was also like an arcade, like a retro gaming
Yeah, we were playing
experience.
some games.
Bro, we
it
got-
was terrible,
Wait, hold
bro.
on, wait.
Bro,
What's the Unk game?
Bro, N64, bro.
Okay.
That's old head
00, we
games.
was playing 007. We was playing 007.
Where does Unk end? Like, is that
Unk
like
ends at
PlayStation 2?
29, the age of 29. So anything.
Bro, we
so
was
I'm gonna
all
say
old to him.
PlayStation 2. Yeah.
Okay. PlayStation
When
3, is that Unk 2?
I kid you not, I'm playing with a controller that has one joystick.
Right,
Can I
with
hold
the-
this?
we're
Can I
playing
hold
with the
this?
Oh, yeah, go for
N64.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm here, right? I looked down. I said, "Oh, I don't know what that is. Must be a prop." I see people playing.
Yeah.
I was looking. I was like, "So where's the real controller?" I know it's a prop.
Wow.
They're like, "No, you got to hold it like this." When I said they're like, one dude had it upside down holding the joystick. He's like, "This is a strap, bro." And he had it's a little like the trigger.
Yeah.
So it's the trigger on the back.
Right,
He
the
had his
middle,
middle
the
finger
Z.
here.
Yep.
One here. I was like, "Yo, he really do this? Like he's
Yeah.
nice." Like. The graphics terrible. I've never seen graphics so bad in my life. I
Man,
almost cried
this
trying to play
is-
that game.
Oh,
I had
it
a
was-
headache.
It was funny. I was like, yo, at one point that was as good as it was, bro. You didn't think that
When
was
it
gonna
came
be-
out, you were like, this is peak.
I had a headache. I'm looking. The mini map terrible. Mini map terrible. Sensitivity terrible. It was inverted.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this. I was getting a
Wait.
headache playing.
To be honest, I think that's a great idea for like a tournament, like the Unk tournament.
Yes, y'all would win.
Like who's the best of the Unk games?
Y'all would win because I get on Warzone and I'm mad that I'm lagging a little bit.
Yeah.
If y'all had lag during that, it was already lagging itself with good internet. So
Yeah.
But I say there was no lag back then because there was no
Yeah.
online games. That was when
Yeah.
the only person you could play with was the 3 other people in the crib.
You're right. You had to get
Like-
the
Oh, yeah.
cardboard
Yeah, like
to
there
block
was-
the TV.
so that's what I'm saying. Like we're playing the game with him, and he's like, "Yo, so what are you talking about? Like the lag?" I was like, "Bro, there was no online gaming when this was out."
And
Like,
if there was, like, only certain people had it because it was like up until I can't remember what year it was like dial up, right? Until
Yeah.
you finally got some internet that worked, you know. And like I think my PlayStation may have had a port to it. Maybe it's got it on there. Yeah,
PS2 did.
Yeah, but it didn't have the Xbox service that was free. So I never got internet for my games. So I'm just playing Star Wars Battlefront like by myself, you know.
that's
But, like,
crazy. I don't know how y'all did it.
yeah, we played for like almost like 45 minutes, bro. We was
No,
really trying.
I was
Yeah.
locked in because I was like, okay. And then I figured out I had to use D-pad. I really had to use D-pad to move and the middle one to look forward. And my brain couldn't comprehend it for nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, dang. And it was like, what's the thing when it goes up and down, but it's opposite? I go
Invert,
down, it goes
invert,
up.
yeah.
It's invert, yeah.
Yeah.
So, bro, it was bad. It
I
was
think
so
the lefty
bad.
was playing before us because I was like, it don't make sense. Because I'll be real with him. The inversion didn't make no sense.
It made no sense.
Like if you're flying, it's just like a plane, right? You're not like you pull down to go up, right? So like I think
Yeah.
that's why it was like that.
But-
But it takes some getting used to for sure.
I'll never take this controller right here for granted. Because
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how y'all
So
did it.
yeah, that's a great question. Did you start console or PC when
Console.
you got into gaming? Okay.
I never had a PC actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I never had a PC, so I want a PC and I'm gonna get a PC very soon. But yeah, I've been console thugging it out. Xbox way better though.
Then
Xbox is
PlayStation.
better than PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Wow,
hold you, but
okay.
I've been on Xbox for a minute.
I've
Bro.
been on
Yeah.
Xbox since 2016. No,
Okay.
2013.
I had PlayStation 1. Remember when PS1 came in with the portable screen?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
See, like, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Got a
bro.
portable
Like,
screen?
so
Yeah.
yeah, PS1, the first
Like the
generation.
size of that. So like not even like
Listen,
Yeah, so like you had to you could literally put a screen on the back of your PS1, and I used to have that because we used to go on road trips all the time from Maryland to South
fire.
Carolina.
Yeah.
So you could always play games in the car because this is before
Internet,
for real.
so-
Not even just the internet. This is really before cars started putting TV in cars.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
There's
bro.
TVs in the car.
When I talk to Chris, I feel like I live like 5 lives.
Yeah.
Bro, like all these things have happened.
What you mean like TV before? Like,
So you know, like in cars, they got like TVs. Like you pull a TV
Well,
down.
yeah,
put the
they
TV
went-
down?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm saying is, but this was before that was like
Yeah.
a thing. Because
They
like, bro,
added them later.
Yeah, because like before, that wasn't like all cars. Like when you had a TV in your car back in the day, like
Yeah,
you
you were a
had
cool kid.
money, bro.
So I had a question.
Yeah.
When were y'all born?
I was born in 1993.
93?
94.
94.
Yeah.
Y'all had Netflix?
No,
bro.
no,
Like,
Y'all didn't have Netflix?
No, we had Netflix, but Netflix
DVDs.
wasn't
Y'all
on the
had
computer.
y'all had it in the red box. Oh my goodness, y'all had red box.
No, we had Redbox. What I'm saying is, when Netflix before it became a cloud service,
you ordered DVDs
you ordered it
from
and
Netflix.
they used to come in the mail, and then you had to put.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this. There used to
Okay,
be
I remember this though. I remember this. Okay, I was born in 2007, so I remember.
Which is crazy.
My
just to hear
mom,
that.
I remember
By
this.
the way,
I was about 3 years old, and I've seen older ones of like real old stuff, like maybe in the mailbox or something. Okay, that's crazy.
And like
Yeah.
there used to be this other company called GameFly. Remember that?
GameFly.
So
Where you would-
GameFly, it was like it was
like
basically
Game Pass.
Netflix for video games. And for like $20 a month, you could get like 3 games sent to your crib.
real?
And
Yeah.
they would come in the mail, you like send them back.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. So y'all didn't have no digital games.
No
Nah.
Game Pass.
So that's why I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like, funny that you asked that question because I can't wrap my head around battle passes.
What do you mean?
And
Like
in-game battle
in-game-
pass?
Like, I don't understand like how to achieve and get a battle pass. So like when you just do all the different challenges, but like it's confusing because this way it's confusing to you to comprehend like what we're
Yeah.
talking about. Like
Yeah.
I be getting like
Battle
Call of
passes,
Duty.
though, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Call of Duty's battle pass is difficult because it is literally you have to buy the battle pass and you have to unlock it.
That's what I'm saying. Like one time I remember I bought the battle pass and it was like
Yeah.
play these challenges. I was like, yo, I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fortnite's battle pass is pretty nice though because you buy it and you get the whole thing.
But this whole concept of battle pass, I just want you to know, it started like 4 years ago. So like one day
Yeah,
you just
there
got
was-
in the game and it was like, yo, get this battle pass. And I was like, bro, I have no idea what this is.
Dang, so I have a question, right? When
What's
y'all, let me see. I don't even know how to work this. So in like, when y'all have first person shooting games or third person?
The same games that we
Yeah,
have now,
yeah.
we grew up playing.
Yeah, yeah.
Call
It was
of
both,
Duty,
yeah.
Battle.
Okay.
The only game
Mostly
that's
first
new,
person.
the only game that's new, first person for real is Fortnite.
For real?
Like-
okay.
Yeah, new type of
Like
game.
the
Yeah.
newest, biggest AAA first person shooters, Fortnite.
Okay.
Call of Duty, Battlefield,
I mean,
Halo.
those are all OG games.
Yeah, those like
Yeah.
them. They've
Okay,
been
okay.
around for like
Yeah, yeah.
15, 20
So
years.
y'all not that old. Then,
Yeah,
but y'all
I would say
old.
like I think third person was a new thing later on. Like it was all first person. Like it was just like I think it was called Doom. You ran
Yeah.
through, just like shooting up aliens.
Oh, yeah,
So like,
okay.
that was like most games were you either platformer like Mario or it was a first person shooter.
Got you.
Yeah,
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's,
Because they went on the game and they're like, oh my goodness, I remember this. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how y'all would love to remember this. It was that bad. Like, it was that bad.
Yeah.
But it was like, it's that bad now, but it was so good then that even seeing it, it just brings you back to like when life was simpler.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone
Yeah.
remembers. Like when you play like these games, it's like, yo, it's before the internet.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
before all the things that don't matter now
Right.
that
Yeah.
matter actually.
yeah,
And then Mario Kart, we're playing Mario Kart,
he was.
and I'm playing the game. I said, "Oh yeah, I know Mario Kart. Like,
Oh,
bro, I
man,
know
yeah.
Mario Kart."
Nope.
I get on, I'm playing, I'm lit, I'm drifting. I said, "Oh, it's real. This is regular Mario Kart."
yeah.
Everybody's like, "Oh," and they start laughing. I was like, "Yo, we just locked out the game. What are we laughing for?" He's like, "Nah, go blow on it." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
The
Yep.
dude takes the cartridge out and starts like one of those little things. I said,
Yeah.
"Yo, it's not that deep." I was like, "What is bro doing?"
Yeah.
We're talking about like a little accordion jump.
Yeah.
Like
you
the
gotta,
accordion, he was
yeah.
going crazy. And I said, yo, does that help the game anyway? Like, did he just do like a left, right glitch? I was
Yeah.
like, nah, this is really like, I was like, no way. He's like, oh, nah, there's dust in it or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he kept doing it. I was like, yo, come on. I'm just trying to play the game. I got
Yeah.
bro blowing on the little, I don't even know what you call that little cartridge.
Yeah,
thing.
cartridge. Yep, yep.
I was like, yeah, this is crazy.
I mean, yeah, we went through that. We went through. You probably went through this a little bit like CD getting scratches on it, so in the game you can't play it all.
Yeah, the
Or-
little
Yeah.
the little scratches.
Yeah.
I had a 360, I think.
You ever got the red rings?
Never got the red ring of death.
That's
Never.
good.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
lucky.
Thank God. Y'all
Yeah.
had the red ring of death?
Bro, yeah.
How
that
do you
was-
fix that?
That was the worst 4 weeks of your life. What happens is you
got a ban.
You had to call Xbox. They would send you a box with the shipping label. They would then you had to ship it off away for like literally 10, 12, 13 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember my red rings came in like the middle of the summer. I was super sick.
real?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I was working in high school, bro. So I ain't
Okay.
tripping. Like I went and
Yeah.
bought another Xbox.
Yeah.
And then when my other one came back, I just
like,
returned.
Yeah.
Returned the other because I
That's
was
so
like,
smart.
I'm not going.
yeah. You had to hit up a homie with the your Motorola Razor. You know, like we didn't have keyboards. It was like, or
Yeah.
some phones did. So like, you either called them or just went to the house. Like, yeah, it was a crazy time.
But it's funny though too because we talk about like retro games and even like right here we got like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and then of course
Yeah.
Activision had the big announcement a few weeks ago that they're bringing it back.
What? Tony Hawk?
They're bringing later this year. They're about to re-release Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Are they gonna do the same graphics though? I hope they revamp.
No, so it's gonna be like completely
nice.
revamped. Yeah, it's gonna be like completely revamped. And so it's funny how we just talk about nostalgia, and I feel like especially in media, you're starting to see it over and over again. Even I'm starting to see it like in TV and movies specifically.
Gonna come back.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like in Hollywood right now, like no one wants to take risks on new ideas, and like they just keep revamping the same IPs over and over. I think you're starting to now, for the first time almost ever,
video games.
see that trend happening in gaming.
That's crazy because I kid you not, it's like there's a TV show that you heard of or saw on Instagram, and you realize, why is that the same exact name and it's the same exact people and it's like the same thing?
Yeah.
They're gonna have a family, mom, dad, 3 kids, and a dog. Like it's like the same thing. And it's like, come on, like you just have to try new things.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
if it's work, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So
yeah. I mean, it's crazy because like to what we've been talking about, like these big studios, they got big from the gaming that just exploded when we were gaming, right? And so Ubisoft is making games like what's it called, like Skull and Bones or something. They're supposed to like Sea of Thieves, and like they put it out, AAA game, people hate it, right? And like that's what we're getting now is like, okay, well now we got to go back and grab these old games people like, so like that they'll play this one, so like. It's cool to see like those things coming up, but like to me, I'd rather see like, I don't know if y'all are, I'm sure y'all are, but like GTA 6, right? Yeah. And like adding in like the Roblox and Fortnite elements into GTA, right? Like to me, that's going to be
GTA 6 going to be.
And to be honest, with GTA, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good,
bro. With GTA 6, I remember because I was looking and I was like, dang, this said, so this day, 15 years ago, it came out. And I'm like, dang, 15 years ago, I was 2 years old. Yeah.
That's wild.
And I saw videos of people sitting outside waiting for the game at GameStop, asking for people to buy their thing in line. And I'm like, y'all are doing it. That's crazy.
GTA 6, I remember it came out when it was either my freshman or sophomore year in college.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
For real? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
I think
crazy.
it was sophomore for me. So, yeah.
Because that was like 2012?
I think 2013.
So then I was a junior then.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. GTA came out. I was in LA at the. No way. No.
Yeah, because I remember. The only reason I remember this vividly is because I got it and I was on the basketball team. So like I never really had a chance to play it. So shout out to my boy, my roommate Christian. He's the one that actually beat the game. Funny enough, Christian. Yeah.
How do you beat you? There's a way to beat GTA.
Like you can beat the story mode.
There's. I mean,
you talking about all the people, all the
Franklin and
all them. I never watched. I never played it.
Yeah, so like the story mode. That's what I'm saying. Like now the game is just so different. But like back then, like beating GTA was like a thing. And so because I couldn't, my boy Christian, he went in and did. I just remember getting that game when I was at Oakwood. But but to your point, I think GTA 6 is going to be one of the biggest releases ever. I think whoever gets the licenses to 2 films that are games is going to go crazy. Whoever gets the film production license distribution for Call of Duty,
they're winning an Oscar or Grammy or something. They're winning
and for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah,
because those are a Call of Duty movie that's directed and shot like Black Hawk Down or like. I'm like, bro, like that will probably be one of the greatest.
I kid you not.
Yeah, if they do it right,
if they do it correctly, right. And the same thing for like a Grand Theft Auto film, bro. What?
Yeah,
Grand Theft Auto film, because honestly, you can make. I can kid you not. It's gonna sound crazy. I can name 20 movies, and I've never played the game off the characters alone. I heard there's like 5 characters. Is there 5
on GTA?
On GTA?
There's
the story mode, there's like
3 main ones.
Yeah,
3 main ones. Is like, those 3 main people can have. I'll say first one, it'd be like, say for instance, right? You know how many like certain checkpoints and achievements you can have?
Yeah.
That's at least 2 movies right there off the first 5.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So throughout the whole game, if that's just one character, you got about 10 movies.
Yeah.
Or you can do 4 movies, not even to stretch it out and make it a 2-hour movie.
And that's just GTA 5.
It's just like, that's just No, that's just one character.
Oh yeah, one character off GTA 5, and there's still GTA Vice City.
Exactly,
San
you got
Andreas.
so many. It's just like to think of it that there's video games out there. Like I kid you not, I think I watched so many Call of Duty movies if they came out.
Bro.
Oh yeah,
you watch a movie. You watch a movie per game.
That'd be wild.
Wow. That'd be crazy.
Because even last year on the GTA 6, we was at DreamCon and the voice of Franklin, he's like a big dude in the community. So he came out. And so it inspired me and my boy in Atlanta, Lino. One Saturday, we got through half of it, but we actually, if you go on YouTube, you can watch all the cut scenes all the way through of San Andreas.
For real?
Bro, it's like it's almost like 6 or 7 hours long. Like,
Oh, wow.
and like
that's
you can like just watch it straight through, just like a long movie.
Yeah.
We only did like the first third. I was like, bro, we're not gonna sit here like 6-7 hours for real.
Yeah.
But to your point, that was just his cuts, like just straight cut scenes, not playtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, these are amazing companies, bro. They're making movies and games simultaneously.
It's wild. Cutscenes do hit different. If it's just unskippable, though, it hurts.
Yo, we talk about
Yeah.
acting. Have you, especially now?
I would act in it. I was
literally about to say, like,
okay.
that's a whole potential lane right there. It's just like
real.
either voice acting, mocap, like the motion sensors, and like
Yeah.
kind of figuring that out. I was like, yo, that could be a whole nother thing we didn't talk about earlier.
That'd be so fire to me, honestly, because I don't know what game I want to be in, but I would want to be in a game to where I'm doing something like, what's that one movie with the kid and then the big bald guy that has red through his face?
Oh, God of War.
Is that it?
Right.
Is that it? God of War, and he has a son.
Yeah.
And his
Yeah,
voice is
like-
Kratos, right?
Yeah, Kratos. Yeah.
Yeah, they won an award, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But so it was crazy because I'm seeing that and I realized he's really acting. He's acting with dots on his face in a big camera about close to this mic.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
he can't look at it. Same thing I do. I can't look at the cam and I'm moving around and it's following me. But I'm like, that's different. Like, bro, killing people, bro's doing all this other stuff,
Yeah.
but he's acting.
Right.
But it looks so good in the game because it's real body movements. Instead of them trying to configure a body movement, if somebody really doing it like 2K, I'm so glad they started doing this. 2K, way back when they weren't doing that, but they were trying to get into it. Like way down the line, they were making characters, but the face wasn't right, body wasn't like he shot the
he
ball.
moving, yeah.
The elbow wasn't flicking out. Now we got hundreds of thousands of jump shots, certain ways to jump shot creator.
Yeah.
The elbow, one person elbow flips out. Kyrie Irving base, it really jumps from the 3 to the midi. It's so crazy to me, bro, how like it's wild how they really like I think they got it down. They dead got it down.
You know what's funny? This whole conversation, I just think is so eye-opening for me because the same experience you have now about your games, how we're talking about it 5-10 years from now,
evolution.
you're like, yo, they got it down. You're gonna be like, bro, 2K back then was whack, bro. Like it was so far off.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just gonna be like that's how fast like just the technology and everything. But now everything you say, like even as I'm thinking about the people that we talk to and work with, I was like, yeah, that acting lane, voiceover, kind of like animation lane is a huge opportunity. Because we say it all the time, but like even just like from a business perspective, gaming is the largest form of entertainment. Right.
Yeah.
So when you talk about film, TV, music, add up all the revenues, gaming is still larger of an industry than those spaces and places. So it's like I've always found that creators' talent, and I kind of have to separate it from like traditional media and like new media and new innovations. I was like, those that are able to cross over, I think those are the ones that are going to have longevity. Because a lot of people are still trying to like hold on to legacy media. But I was like, yo, I think you're in a really, really unique position in what you're doing. But I wanted to ask you this too, not even to like completely switch the subjects. With some of the brands that you've worked with, right? Because I know you've been in shows, you stream, you've been featured as a special guest at different awards. When you're talking about like working with companies, working with brands, what is important to you, right? And I'll kind of like even set the stage a little bit further. I'm sure that there's roles that you've been presented that didn't align for whatever reason, right? You may turn them down for who knows what. So I'm curious, like, have you been presented opportunities from like a sponsorship or partnership level the same way? And if things may have not worked, like just what are you looking for when you're like talking about working with some of these corporate partners and brands that really align with who Christian is?
I would say a family. I don't want it to seem like I'm going to work and I'm dreading work, but I know how to do it for a paycheck. I want it to be like, oh, I'm going to hang out, but I'm going to get paid at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
You know, it's one of those things where I want it to be like super cool, calm, collective. I don't want it to be stressful whatsoever. So I would think when I first met you, it was super fun. It was calm. It wasn't like nothing. I was like, dang, I'll be done with them after that. After that one thing, I'm going home. Won't need to hear from them again. It was one of the things where I was like, I really want to grow with this company. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're here today.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for sure.
Yeah, because it was like it was fun. I had a really good time. We went to Miami. It was crazy. It didn't feel like work.
Right.
It felt like, oh, I'm still having fun, but I'm also just doing other things with it.
Yeah, it would have been dope if Big X had played you in what you said, was it 2K or Madden?
No, I think he wanted to play me in 2K.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I was doing
Because like that's your job
crazy.
now. Your job now is to. I think it's dope, bro. Like when people's job is to be who they are. Like I think ultimately, like that's everyone's life's goal. But
hopefully everyone's able to
literally that's everyone's North Star is to be like, yo, I want to be able to be my authentic self and be able to make a living off that thing.
Right.
Very few people get to achieve that. So it's like when you're in those spaces, even now I think of like transparently like young Black people, right? You gotta take that stuff can't take it very lightly. Because one of the things as you're just talking about, even like wanting to be in a game, this past week we were at GDC. It stands for like the Game Development Conference. So all your big publishers, Xbox, Ubisoft, Activision, they all go to San Francisco for like 4, 5, 6 days. I went out there for really 2 reasons. The important reason I want to talk about here is I went out there to meet with like a lot of emerging Black video game developers. Because what I've been observing is that Black video game developers right now are having a really hard time from 2 perspectives. One, you go to GDC as a game developer, ideally to raise money, right? So, hey, I'm building a game, give me $1 million so I can finish my game and get my game published. Black developers can't convince investors that there's an audience of Black gamers, right?
Okay.
It's a gap. Same challenge, if you're a Black developer, where do you find Black gamers? Where do you find Black talent that wants to support your title to help it get the legs that it currently doesn't have? So I started going out there just like talking to a whole bunch of developers and like figuring out like who, what, when, where, how. So you even saying that, I was like, yo, I think there's some people that would be interesting to have conversations with, because this platform that we do is a podcast. I'll be real with you, bro. I think the podcast lane is becoming very trashy, bro. People are just talking about a lot of things and just saying whatever, and it doesn't really lead to action. It's not very intentional. And like we want to be like the complete opposite and kind of like what we're building here. But I wanted to share that with you because I never really even knew that until today, that you were interested in like acting in games. And so I'm like, yo, I'm telling you right now, there's a huge, huge lane, not even just like your physical, but even like voice. So 100%. I was like, it's just smooth, bro. Because like GDC was eye-opening for me. Now they have this event out there called Blackfest. Because Black in gaming, they observe the same thing. Yo, there's no space for us out there. So it was cool to be around all these Black business owners, developers that are all kind of like within this space. There's a lot of people working towards the same thing. And I'm just like, how do we all come together? How do we leverage the talent that we have amongst each other to kind of like set the stage? Because as much as I love Rolling Loud and love these other platforms, at the end of the day, my always takeaway, I'm like, yo, these be non-Black owned things, bro. And I'm like, it's getting to a stage where I'm like, we have enough talent and now everything's so decentralized where we can create so much, we can own so much, distribute so much, but it has to be done strategically.
Yeah. To me, it feels like it'd be cool if there was like a Ryan Coogler creating Black Panther, right? Or at least Black Panther movie, right? That, being a blockbuster hit, right? And like, obviously you have all these Black elements in it, from the soundtrack to the place where it's based to like the cast, right? Of all these different people and legends who are like Black actors, right? And like that being there, and then it's like, hey, okay, well, can you also then, I can't remember if Get Out came before or after Black Panther, but like
Get Out would be a horror movie that I would play, a horror video game that would be legendary.
Oh, honestly, like, and like that to me, like you've got more of that coming out with like, I think Sinners, right? With Michael B. Jordan, I think might also be Ryan Coogler, but like that kind of being the impetus of like, okay, like maybe there is like this audience for it, and like there's gonna be Black people like it, but also like non-Black people are really gonna like it too, because everyone loves hip hop, right? So like, like having that be like the catalyst for, more opportunity,
No, it's crazy. Like, I've never like a negative Nancy. I think the Black Panther example is really, really good. I think the underlying fact in reality is that it's a marriage, right?
Yeah.
Black art with non-Black promotion. Because that's the one thing I always say, like, everyone's like, yo, Black audiences are there, and I agree. But I was like, yo, things hit different when there's a Disney budget behind it, right?
100%.
And so, but it is still a proof point that there's an audience, which is why you're saying it's like Get Out, then it was Us, now it's Sinners.
Yeah.
Because, again, there was the same example I'm saying with, like, game studios. Yo, there's a long-standing history that Black people don't watch horror films.
Yeah.
But no, what Black people watched was horror films, and they just saw themselves get killed in the first 30 minutes of the movie every time. Right. So no wonder no Black people was watching horror films from your standards, because we was dying in the first 30 minutes. Regardless.
To me it'd be sick if you like played on that trope, right? And like the Black person does die in the first like 15 minutes, but then at the end of the movie, it's like it was fake. They actually didn't die. They were the villain the whole time.
They were
right?
Like
to me, that would be like
some Scooby-Doo type shit.
Like Scream, because like that was like their whole thing all the time of like, all right, this person gets hit, right, are stabbed, and then all of a sudden they're actually the villain, or like they're working, or actually, I don't want to spoil it if you're talking about Scream, but like, you know,
Right.
it's like part of the whole
Scream
thing.
came out like the 80s, bro. That joint is spoiled.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie,
like,
Scream,
what you mean?
The last Scream I seen was with what's her name?
I ain't seen none of them. It's like 6 of them.
The newest one?
Yeah, it's a girl. She's famous. She's a young actress. She was in You. You know what I'm talking about? Season 5 of You. Season
Man, I
3.
can't.
But that's how I know you an actor. That man said she in season 5. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But you talking about the Netflix thing?
You, yeah. She's what's her name?
I
don't remember.
I know you're talking
She's-
about.
It's when
I haven't seen it, though.
You've never seen You? All right, I'm not gonna spoil it. It's so good.
Bro, you can spoil it, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
No,
I'm
you
not gonna
gotta
hold you, bro.
watch
I actually appreciate spoiler alerts.
Yeah.
You have to watch
Oh,
it.
same.
I can't. I almost beat my friend up because he spoiled the show for me.
Bro, you sound like my old roommate Mark, bro. Oh man, shout out Marcus, bro. Marcus hated spoiler alerts.
I hate
Yeah.
spoilers.
Yo, but I'm not gonna hold you like, because it's not gonna change my experience watching the show.
It's gonna change it for me.
Unless you like tell me the twist, and I'm like,
Like if you literally say like, here's the spoiler. Oh, and then the scene right before that, and then immediately after. But like if you just say like, yo, here.
yeah, if you're like,
Dalmar did it. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm still
if I
gonna
was
watch
like,
the
yo,
show.
You gotta watch
No,
Titanic.
can I tell you
the
though?
ship goes down. I'd be like, okay, well, I don't think I'm gonna watch it anymore because you told me
No.
what's happening.
That's not me. Can I tell you a show I didn't watch?
up?
Yeah.
It's a show on Netflix. Just came out. It's called Trapped. It's a dude. It's about a dude who became. And I'm not spoiling nothing because it's in the trailer. That's why I got mad.
Yeah.
It's a dude who's a serial killer
Uh-huh.
that went to this concert with his daughter, but turns out the concert
The M. Night,
is a trap.
Yeah, it might Shyamalan movie.
Yeah.
We watched that. It's a movie. It's a movie. It's a movie.
It's literally a movie, but the trailer spoiled that he was the killer. I didn't watch
Yeah.
the show.
But what I'm saying is, you haven't seen it, so that's
Yeah,
actually not
what-
the spoil
what if
part of
he's
it.
not
watch
the
it.
killer?
Oh, you did watch it.
Oh,
But I'm
and he's
like-
the killer?
But to be fair to his point, in that case, he through and through very much was the killer.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
okay,
yeah.
so I have a question then.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say that's not the part, what's the big part of it? I watched the show. The girl came to his house. The dude was in the basement. Like, what wasn't the crazy part about it? I couldn't get it.
I'm gonna tell you the part that while I watched it, I was like, how the hell he about to get out this concert?
That was true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
can
I
I tell
was
you?
watching to figure out how he gonna get out.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching
Yeah.
because to your point, we already knew who it was from jump.
You're right.
But
Yeah.
I was like, how is my man really about to finesse? And then remember he like got under like the hydraulic show, so he was like under the stage for a
Yeah,
second.
that was crazy.
And he like texted his daughter like,
Hey, babe, I'm
"Hey
getting
babe,
popcorn.
I've been getting popcorn at the bathroom.
Yeah.
Be right back." He out here stabbing people to death.
Yeah.
like putting them to sleep in the corners and like
Calling-
popping back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he called her to get in the that man, okay, it's gonna sound crazy. Hot take. It's not a hot take, it's true. Serial killers are probably the most smartest people in the world.
For sure.
I mean, no,
they're
they're out
highly
there for
emotionally
sure.
intelligent.
Because that
Yeah.
man figured out, I'm finna say my daughter has cancer, she gonna die tomorrow, so I can get in the backstage to talk to old girl that runs the concert. And I was like, dang, a normal person in that situation, knowing that they can be caught up, wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just using their brain for
They use their
nefarious
brains.
purposes.
Yeah, it's just so
You know?
crazy to me. But I couldn't watch
Various
it. bro.
purposes.
But honestly, with that whole thing, like to me, like I think the greatest one was Infinity War. I don't know if y'all watched Marvel. But
Yeah, I watched Marvel.
Yeah, like I think in the trailer they took away the stones out of the glove.
And it
So-
just showed that's
So when you saw it
true.
later, you're like, oh, he only has 2 of them. There's no way he doesn't have them all.
Right.
And then in the movie, you're like, wait a minute. He's got 5 of them. He gets the 6th one. He snaps them all, and you're sitting in the theater. At least I was like, they lost?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, every movie they won, so like, what's going on? Like, why did they?
That, when I say literally,
the movie
it
can't
was
be over. You know?
facts.
Because you felt like
Facts.
your life was over, bro.
Yeah,
You've been
I was
watching
like-
Marvel since
Marvel
23, since
kept
2000.
winning.
It's like 2003, bro. It was
Yeah.
the first Tobey Maguire. I said Tobey Maguire.
3?
So we actually had an argument about this.
Okay.
That was an
Best-
argument. We were
who's the
talking. It was a strong conversation amongst friends.
Okay. Okay.
What is the first Marvel movie?
Yeah, I watched.
No. Like
I think it's the
Marvel
Hulk
movie?
one.
No,
see,
it's
that's
not Hulk.
literally what they said, right?
Okay, yeah.
Everyone says it's the 03 Hulk. That's what
Yeah.
everyone says. Not 08, 03.
Yeah.
I said it's the 02 or 03 Spider-Man.
Okay.
And I'll tell you
What's-
why.
okay.
My
Yeah.
rationale why is because in the most recent Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
They brought all 3 Spider-Mans they brought them all
Okay.
3
With
together.
with the
Fair.
point.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so the fact that Tobey Maguire was still a part of this franchise, I was like, yo, you
Yeah.
have to identify that one as the first thing that set off.
Yeah.
Because what I'm saying is like all the movies that you probably know as like the whole, there was one that came out before all of them.
Yeah.
So like, you know, Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
No, I don't know Tom Holland Spider-Man because I don't see him as Spider-Man.
Who do you know?
wait,
You know, you know the other kid.
What you mean? Peter Parker?
No.
But like, who? I guess who do you associate as Spider-Man right now?
What's
like
his name?
Andrew.
Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
See,
Okay,
that's
okay.
That's what I'm saying. So like before Garfield, it was Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, he was calm. He was calm.
Nah, bro, it was
He
hard.
was, there was
Like, I feel like
Spider-Man
he was a
2.
lover boy too much. Like, he didn't want to save the world. He was trying to save his girl.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's when Peter Parker, he was crazy for Mary Jane, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, it was wild. But nah, so the point being is like honestly lost my train where we were, but
Yeah,
we were
I mean,
just talking about the Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's like all the acting sphere and like, I think the coolest thing that I've seen is like the voice actors for certain games have started streaming. Like I think one of them for Apex and like got accepted by the Apex community, started becoming pretty popular there too. And so, I mean, is there a game that you right now, like a franchise, you're like, it'd be cool to be an actor for, or would you rather be like the first one for a new franchise?
I got two answers for that. So
Okay.
the one that's like a video game that's on right now, I would say I play 2K so much, but I would want to be in a thing to where like a game that's more hands-on, like a story mode based.
For sure.
I would say I want to be in something that's owed. I want to be in GTA.
Okay.
I want to
Yeah.
be in GTA 6.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'd be doing in GTA 6, but I want to be in the story mode. So somebody's gonna be like, new character. Hey yo, whoever runs GTA, I want to be in GTA 6. I'm letting you know that now. Y'all not done with the game. I know y'all not.
Yeah, for all we know, it's gonna be 2027 by the time it's all said and done.
True.
Real, but
Yeah.
that's a game I want to be a part of for sure in some way, shape, or form. And you know what's crazy? I just finished a show called Invincible. I don't know if y'all watch Invincible. They
What's
can make a
crazy?
game.
I read that.
The
I
comic?
was, I think, 13 or 14 in a place called Borders Bookstore, which
Wow.
is not real anymore because it went out of business. But I used to go every summer. My dad would take me to the bookstore. I found Invincible, and like since this had to be like 2010,
So
I've
you know
been
deep
wanting
lore.
this show. So yeah.
So you know the deep lore about it, like the real what happened, and like
So I actually only read up until probably what's happening now.
Oh, okay.
So I actually don't know what's about to happen next.
it's crazy. That show is so. I can see a video game, and I can see you got to pick a character. You got to be you got to be a villain, you got to be Conquest, or you got to be Oliver, or you got to be Adam Eve. Like it's just like I don't know. I can see that going so far because it has so much to it, and the comics make it better. Like just Battle Beast himself. Battle Beast was
Bruh,
such a dude.
bruh,
like he's a guy.
He's wild, bro.
He wanted to fight. He loved fighting. I don't think he cared about nothing else in life but to fight.
Right.
Yeah.
When my man put his son in the train
Oh
Oh,
just
you
yeah.
talking about when Omni-Man put him in
yeah,
the train
and just held him there, I was like, yo, this is like one of the most gripping shows I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That's like a cartoon.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is spoiler alert, so we'll throw this on the
Spoiler alert, throw it on
Yo, put a big spoiler alert on the screen
of
real
course,
quick.
yeah. But like when it happened to him again,
the second
I'm like,
one was
yo, like everyone's just coming up and like disrespecting this, like he's like everyone's just pushing through people, and he's just like sitting there taking it, like like
because
it's
to
crazy.
me though, it showed a deeper meaning. When I watch TV shows, I see the deeper thought of it. So I'm trying to get into the boys. Don't spoil it for me. But Invincible, when he did that, he showed him. He was like, "You can't save everybody. You can't save these people that's coming to us right now because I'm stronger. You're stronger than that metal that's finna bend in those people's bones that's finna break." So it's kind of that thing where he was saying like, you have to pick and choose, but he can't. It was just crazy to me. I don't think Omni-Man really had a heart when he called. Spoiler alert, when he called his mom a pet in front of his mom.
Yeah.
That
was
was
wild.
crazy to me. He said your mom's merely a pet to me. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Bro, when he killed his homies in the first 5 minutes of the show.
Fried him.
Yeah.
He fried him.
I was like, God, dog, bro, this is supposed to be, he's supposed to be like the Superman.
Yeah.
Wait, let
Yeah.
me ask you, said The Boys, how far are you into it?
Season 3.
Oh, so you've seen enough. Bro,
enough.
The Boy, I'm gonna tell you the two wildest, I think the wildest thing I ever think I've seen on television. Second wildest. My first one is from True Detective season 1, Fire. Yo, when it was in the airplane.
Oh, he said, no, he said, just leave him. We don't need no more big, no more.
He said, we can't save these people. But I was like, I think that's when the first time in a superhero show, I felt like I saw the deeper meaning where it's like, yo, the idea of a superhero is idealistic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and these people are actually supposed to save you. And like,
Yeah.
they
You're
just
sitting there.
Bro, like that 5 minutes, I was just,
Yeah.
I couldn't remove my eyes from the television. I was like,
Right.
this is the wildest thing I've seen.
Yeah.
And in my thought of that, I was like, First of all, to me, I was like, isn't he mad strong? He couldn't have stopped the plane.
I don't think so though.
But he couldn't though. But the thing is though, they painted him as a villain so much in the show that you hated him.
Yeah.
But to realize he's a test subject, he's a test dummy, so he doesn't really have feelings for people, and he's a weird dude.
He's a weird
that man's
dude.
weird.
Yeah.
He's a weird dude, but it was just crazy though. Maeve was like, just at least 2. She like saved the mom and the daughter. He's like, no, because we don't need nobody saying that the other 2 didn't.
Right.
The other ones
said.
didn't survive. So it was
Right.
like, I saw where he came from like that. I was like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You could have at least tried to save him. I would have at least tried.
Yeah.
He said, nah.
I was just sitting there like, damn, cold world, bro.
Yeah.
For real.
Like that's what I was thinking the whole time.
But honestly, to what you're saying, I could see it. Like, honestly, it'd be interesting because in the Invincible world, there's a lot of not great powers, right?
Oh, so
like,
stupid.
It's like you can, I don't know, turn your arm into a ribbon, right? And like sometimes it's helpful for some things, but not. To me, it'd be cool if like there was like what is it in 2K? I know in like
You create your own. Oh my goodness, you create your own superhero.
yeah,
Oh my
but like they
goodness.
give you like kind of like a weak power, and you gotta like kind of build it up over
Yeah,
time,
the
you know?
attributes.
And like find the different ways it's useful in life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But like sometimes a Viltrumite shows up, and like you got to figure out like you got to help out Invincible, but like you just need to survive, so you got to like just assist, you know?
Yeah.
Kinda, right? Like
I would say that would be fire, bro. And honestly, in my ways, I have such a huge imagination. I have one to where there's a game called Crew Motorfest.
Yes.
And it's a whole state.
right,
It might be all of Australia. It might be the whole United States. Like you can go from California to Miami and have to drive there. You know what I'm saying? In the Crew Motorfest. I would say they have to make a game like that with superheroes to where you pick a city or you got to fly to a city or a state and help. And like you say, create your own superhero.
maybe your homies are in your same city, and like when y'all get on together, it's like, oh, we gotta like stop crime.
Yeah, like
you know,
and like
It's
just a whole bunch of
cool.
NPCs and AI that's like doing something at the city.
And
Yeah.
like there's superheroes or something, or there's villains like a Viltrumite. Viltrumite, you can't beat no Viltrumite, but like
Yeah.
you can try.
yeah.
You can try for sure. Like
And then we have you coming in. You could be a
I
villain.
like your thinking, bro.
Yeah,
I like your thinking.
exactly.
You say you could be-
you could be a villain, or you could be a good person. Like you're in, I don't know, Chicago, right? And
Yeah.
like you're, maybe the leader of Chicago is just like, oh, I'm gonna give you quests, right? You got to come up here and like, all this
Yeah.
stuff. Or maybe you come in, you're, what's his name? Is it
Oliver.
Lucan?
Oliver?
The black Viltrumite.
What is his name?
Y'all giving away a lot of free IP ideas to these folks.
No,
bro.
no,
Like,
no, yo,
yeah,
let's
y'all
just
gotta
clear
chill
our
out.
back up. Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
next thing you know,
Yeah.
we're gonna see a marketing release.
Yeah.
Invincible video game coming out.
And Christian missed his voiceover opportunity and everything
Yeah,
because
we
we
gotta
just gave it away.
Yeah, true, fair. But yeah.
But we on the right track. That's
Yeah.
the main thing. Is like we got something.
We have so
Yeah.
many ideas.
Yeah, it's like
so many
yeah.
ideas, bro.
We just made a game, movie, and a TV show.
Right. Yeah.
And about to have the merch line come out not too long after that. Yo,
Facts.
For real.
No, but look, here's the thing. We're coming up on time, Christian. But here's what I'll say is like, first and foremost, it's been dope getting to know you personally. It's been awesome. Like, and I'll say in the time that we worked with a ton of different people. And to your point, I think the ones that we've seen do the most, not even with us, but in their own lives, are the ones that actually not volunteer their time, but invest their time in things that they may know are not important, kind of given even the current circumstance. I was like, y'all are always available, ready, responsive. When brands call, I think the most important thing I want to say, you deliver and you make the adjustments that align with what the brands want to do. And I think that's a lot of talent. We talk to talent all the time. A lot of talent feels like brands should bow down to them.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
these are, to your point, it's relationships should feel familial. It should not be super transactional. So like first and foremost, you already know you got community support as you go through this next phase and journey of what you got going on. But more than anything, before you get out of here, definitely have to tell people like, if there's anything coming up that you want us to look forward to, where can people find you? Let us know.
No upcoming projects. Hopefully soon we're gonna have something in the works. I know soon we're gonna have a movie in the works for sure. I can feel the energy. You know what I'm saying? But follow me on my Instagram, Christian Isaiah 9, ISAIA 9. My Twitch is the same without the 9, just the H, ISAIAH. So I would say that's just my social medias. I mean, all my Twitter, Facebook, all the same. But yeah, we're gonna have something in the works. It's gonna be a video game or something like that.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna figure
I'm
it
ready
out.
for it.
And as you say, like it's Ryan Dalmar. We're here, episode 2, commentary. Got a lot more coming up. We got to figure out how to do a live setting of this too at some point in time. Like actually invite friends and family together and make this happen. But nah, let's wrap it up. You got anything else, Dalmar?
I think that's it. I mean, great intro, outro, better than the last one. You know, I don't know who did that one.
Episode 1 was mad awkward, bro.
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, we did.
What are y'all talking about?
No, we're talking about the way we introed each other and the way we outroed. It was like we just met right before. I was like, it was mad weird. But we're getting better, bro. It's episode 2. But nonetheless, as we said, for all of our marketers, our partners, friends, family that have been supporting us, we appreciate y'all. This is for y'all. Learn a little bit more about the inside look. Everyone just like, yo, tell us more. They see pictures and recap videos, but they don't ever get to hear the stories. So this is what this is all for. And we'll catch y'all next week. We out. Peace. Bro, you never seen the Banana Boys at the concert?
I really haven't. I'm gonna look.
Bro, I literally want to make a documentary. So in Atlanta they have the Water Boys.
Yeah.
Bro, and they got their own documentary.
Yeah.
Like, yo, the Banana Boys mosh pit, it's like a mosh pit crowd support. They're like crowd control. I was like, yo, they deserve their own piece of content.